agenda.
I got a motion by Nick Hill,
Second.
second by Rick Jennings. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The same for tonight's consent agenda entails 4 different entities on the liquor and marijuana license approvals: Starlight Inn, Bud Hut, La Plaza, and Sweetwater. I would entertain a motion for tonight's consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I got a motion by Don Martinez,
Second.
second by Nick Hill. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. For everyone's information, the approval of that agenda approves of 4 liquor and marijuana license approvals. Admissions. They'll also entertain a motion for approval of tonight's minutes, last month's meeting's
Make a
minutes.
motion to approve the minutes from April 15th, 2025, city council.
Got a motion by Don
Second.
Martinez, second by Nick Hill. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. First report, city admin report. Joe, do you have anything to add?
No, we have submitted budget and resolutions to match it. It has come back accepted. So we're in good standing with the state now. Our 2024 COVID relief funding report has been submitted and accepted. So we are now fully in compliance with that.
Anybody else have any questions that,
Those were the 2 big
yeah,
biggies on my.
Do we have any status on a new finance person?
So I have interviewed 4. I have not seen anyone that was qualified to pursue a secondary interview with our CPA present at this time. I do have 3 more in rotation right now to pull in this coming week for an interview between now and Friday.
Thank you.
So I hope, one of them I've got very, very high hopes for. He's coming in on Thursday.
Thank you.
actually a CPA, right?
Yes.
Anybody else? Next, Public Works Director David Harriman's report. David, you have anything to add? Please come up.
Big book you got.
That's all.
118. 118.
Goes off down to that. A little bit of information in reference to Public Works and where we're headed in 2025 with the present employees that we do have. The whole goal tonight was to introduce most of our employees to the city council. So they would know what our city employees look like and what their jobs are related to. I'd like to thank Mr. Jennings for going on the tour. It was wonderful. I think we learned a lot talking with each other. But for tonight, I'd like to give 4 recognition awards in reference to your city employees who are doing a wonderful job, no matter what the public says, in my eyes. We have 10 employees. We have everybody in the apprenticeship program. Everybody's qualified. We are getting them qualified as of tomorrow. They will have the training. And everybody, hopefully, by the end of 25, will have their certifications in one section of water and sewer related to their job applications. Their job applications, they must be certified within 18 months in their field. And that also goes with the compliance of Colorado. So for the first one I'd like to give is Benjamin Roy Rodriguez. Some of you guys attended his party. He was the first person that was in the apprenticeship program. He was the first person to graduate out of the apprenticeship program. Roy Rodriguez made the Colorado Roll Rider magazine and set a great standard for us to follow in the city of Walsenburg. So I'd like to recognize Roy Rodriguez first. Thanks, Roy. The second person I'd like to recognize is Joe Corus. for coming in with a small systems license, taking over the water treatment plant with kind of a hostile environment with our departure of Mr. Ramey and all the projects that he had going for us. So if you saw in the report, the ultrasonics are on, that $142,000 that's sitting out there on the lake. I'm sure we'll see results within 120 days. So if anybody would like to go see him, Thursday afternoon is open for tours. So the second one would be Joseph, who's taking care of all our lead and copper with 120 water. We're getting all our surveys back from the city of Walsenburg, and hopefully will be done by 2027. So the second recognition award would go to Joe Porras. The third recognition award that I would like to place is to Cody Salzar. Cody Salzar is now the foreman for water and sewer. I am bombarding him with water information, not the Dan Hyatt regulation 100 or whatever you guys.
101.
Some of the serious stuff. There's a lot of people that don't understand water. It's very, very complicated, and it takes many, many years to understand the difference between a reed and a killian, what your priority dates are, and when you can call for water. So I'm overwhelming him. He's doing a great job. We are on schedule, water and sewer, with just pending jobs on the schedule. So we hopefully, knock on wood, are caught up with all the parts here in Walsenburg. So my third recognition award goes to Cody Salzar. Thank you, Cody. Buddy. My last recognition award is gonna go to a new employee. Us emails, phone calls, how nice he is, how well he explains to the customer and friendly, and he pretty much does everything I ask of him. New employee in great job. I love the way he works. Randy Vigil. Great job, Randy. Last is a couple more shout outs for other employees moving around. We have not had a stable department in the last 14, 15 months. I think we're stable now. We got people set in the right area. We are transporting gravel, thank God, into the city of Walsenburg, which we have on at the ranch. We've put probably more gravel down this year than we have in the last 5 years. Citizen complaints have gone down to 2 or 3 a week, same citizens complaints, same people, but we'll probably get to them and they won't have anything else to complain about. Leaf and limb, they start next week. I installed everything for the swimming pool that citizens were concerned with. I also instituted the water restrictions that have been on file here. I don't believe we need to go on water restrictions, but that'll be your decision later. And then the analytical report from the ranch well with Cheryl Hanish asking permission to get back on the ranch well water. Checked with our engineer. We're in the augmentation. We've done exemption status, so we'll move on. Other than that, does anyone have any questions? I would recommend that everybody take 4 to 6 hours if you're interested in the city of Walsenburg water and sewer system to go on the tour. I don't know if Mr. Zinni's enjoyed it, but I sure enjoyed telling them about the history of the water in the city of Walsenburg.
What time is that?
We started at 8 and I finished around 2.
Yeah, right.
What time are you doing it on Thursday?
12 noon on, yeah. So,
On Thursday, you
and
said?
Thursdays is the easiest day for us.
Who do we let know?
Call me, I'm ready to go.
And can you just briefly just do the leaf and limb, what the schedule is?
We're gonna start in Ward 3. I think we have 31 piles. Darryl will be taking care of that. We averaged 10 loads last year. We're looking at 3 loads in Ward 3 with possibly a cleanup after that. That'll start next Monday.
Okay.
And the following Monday will be Ward 2 and then the following Ward 1. Let me get the schedule here. I got
Okay,
It's in
so
the
next week is,
packet.
I just wanted him to kind of say it just.
3, 2, 1.
like, 3, 2, 1, starting next Monday.
Yes,
Thank you. And it's every day?
every day.
Thank you.
And if we don't get them picked up, just call in the service order and we'll go out and pick it up. It was very easy last year, once we got organized. What did it take, Joe? 3 days? 3 days. Three days of everybody working. Now we're gonna try to set it to just 3 guys, get 10 loads a day. Any questions?
I just want to thank you for that tour.
Okay,
It was really enlightening. And
I hope
learned a lot.
everybody goes out and sees the facilities and sees
Yeah.
what facilities we have and why we're paying this money. The lift station is unbelievable, interesting.
Yep.
The water treatment plant is very, very interesting. Wastewater treatment facility is very interesting. It's clean enough to eat in. So I would like everybody to go see those facilities. That's where all our money is going. And a shout out to Deanna Ezel for working her tail off in reference to meter reading and billing this month. She did a great job. We're never going to be perfect in billing. We know that. If we could get a little cooperation from Metron, I think it'd be a little bit more smooth on our side. So I'll meet with Joe. We'll have to get something going with Metron. Because the questions are coming within these meters, why this, that, and that. And Metron really didn't train our employees as well as I thought they should. So I think we need to get something with Metron to get some more training for our employees. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
I'd like to reiterate, the general public actually thinks pretty highly of our crews and our staff and all the people, even on council and administrator. You got to learn to ignore, there's a couple naysayers out there. But believe me, I get a lot of calls, more positive than you believe, between snow removal and the leaks and everything we went through. I know you've worked a lot of all day working on a leak and then have to plow snow that night. I mean, people do know that. The trouble is they're not the vocal ones. So just rest assured that you are appreciated.
One compliment's better than 100 negative on our side.
Yeah.
Did you have any more employees to recognize? I thought you said you had one more.
Oh, there's 4. So I'll introduce Aaron Van Horn. He's a new employee. Stand up, Aaron.
Okay, yeah, he's a
New. I'll introduce Milton Perez, who's in the water department. I don't know if everybody knows Milton. Cody Selzer we met, Randy Vigil we met, Gerald Vigil in charge of street and drainage. So they're all doing a great job, as you see. I mean, the streets are looking good, the sweeper's out, the gravel's going down. There's been a lot of improvements. It's just gonna take some time. Please be patient with us, and we'll see results, I guarantee you.
Okay, and I talked to Jesse Martinez this morning. We can have 15 loads, about 200 ton of rotomail out there south end if you want it. We'll just go get it.
All right, thank you.
Will alleys be addressed at all?
I'm working on alleys with code now because the property codes say that individuals are responsible for their side of the alley, the 4 feet and the 4 feet. As far as motor grading them and getting in there, the serious ones that Henry has found, we have addressed a couple of them. We right now don't have all the equipment that we can address those short alleys. It's pretty hard to get our back truck in them. It's hard to get our motor grader in them. So we're in the process of getting rid of that track hoe, hopefully, and getting some smaller equipment so we can get in those alleys and get them done. We have plenty of gravel. We're not gonna.
They just, I mean, once like today, a lot, you could just see all that dirt that runs down. I'm talking Ward 1 specifically. Just runs down those alleys and then just leaves, and there's no way a homeowner can address those.
We'll address them, so just file with us. We normally go back after a lot of drainage up there. That hill has been a problem.
We're gonna have
I
that.
know that until we get curb and gutter and asphalt in up there, it's going to be a problem.
Is Tyler, that dirt part of Tyler, is that on your to pave list?
So on our pave list, if you saw it, it was on page 23 of March's report or April. It was April report. That is what we have now that we think is serious. I'll have to check and see how much money we have. And then Rick and I have been working on the RFP information I got from Mr. Vazani. Also, we want to specify exactly what we want done because the last paving job was not to our satisfaction. So we want to make sure that we cover all the angles. So when we put all this money down into these wards, that we're going to get our money's worth. So I'm trying to keep every ward equal. That's hard to do. I'm trying to make sure that Ward 1 gets this many yards and Ward 2 gets this many yards and Ward 3 gets this many yards. It's just hard to do that, but we want to make it fair for everybody. So if you look at the list and you see a street that you think is more serious than what's on the list, I'll get together with Gerald and we'll prioritize 1 through 29, I think we have. And we'll say, these are the roads we are going to hit first. Okay, so if you look back and you see those, give me a call, text me or whatever, and we'll move on from there. The RFP we'll work on it in the next few days.
Yeah, you could take into consideration what utilities may have to be changed,
Affirmative.
kind of stay away from those to.
So we know that through the upgrades, 96 and all the years, those streets are on the list, are getting to the place where they need to be fixed. So we know we have new water lines, but we don't have new sewer. So, we have to also address that. We will take that into consideration for sure.
Okay, can I ask you one more thing? You have a report on Loma Vista Sewer and you mentioned Bob Hink and myself is signing off. What does that mean?
Okay, so on the Loma Vista Sewer, we researched that. We couldn't find where it went to P and Z and where it went into the sewer system. So the sewer system that it is not going into the 4-inch. The 4-inch of the laterals on Pennsylvania Avenue. So Loma Vista sewer is coming down into 8x6. It goes into a 4-inch lower down at the intersection of Colorado. So we haven't had any issues yet, but that's the section that needs to be
From Pinion South. It's,
on the south side.
yeah, because they're an 8-inch dumping into the manhole in Pennsylvania and then it switches to 6 a little ways down.
And then it switches to 4 further on down. So that's why I'm saying when we went back and researched, we don't know why that wasn't addressed way earlier than the permit or the grading permits.
That should be pretty high on our list to get fixed.
Affirmative.
Because if they fill those apartments, I mean, you know what happened with people there years ago.
And then the second part of that is his new development, which he's going to get houses up there. There'll have to be an entire sewer line tied in because there is no sewer on that street on Washington. The maps.
Oh, east, yeah.
We'll have to address that one. The last bit of information is biofuels engineers were here on Thursday to look at the properties, just for your information.
Are they the ones doing the west of town or
Biofuels,
all feels that one?
yeah, we went out and we gave them all the mapping for the water season.
Did they buy the property yet? You know?
Yeah, he wasn't sure if I asked that question.
No, they were in the process. I just wondering, okay.
Any others?
We can rest assured that sewer line down south of that is gonna get,
Okay, for a while, not forever.
we're gonna have to bite the bullet and change that to the bigger size.
Affirmative.
Because whoever dropped the ball dropped it. We can't worry about that. We gotta,
So yeah, we have plenty of pipe on stock.
Okay. yeah, before those units get filled up, we better.
Got it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Joe, you got anything for me? Good.
Anybody else?
Thank you, gentlemen, for coming
Thank
in
you.
and thanks for your hard work. Keep it up.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We're down to Chief Finelli.
Go ahead. You got
Have anything to add or want to give a report?
I don't have quite the book that Dave does. No, I don't have anything. No, I don't have anything to add unless you guys have questions for me on this report.
I don't.
So my only questions are, you have in there basically 2 requests, Joe. Are those handled?
Say that
The
again.
2 requests that you have in there that you've addressed to Mr. Stillwell, have those both been,
Well, him and I have talked. I put him on there just so you guys could.
that's what I'm saying though, have they?
We're still, yeah,
Yeah.
we're still working on. They've not been handled fully yet.
Well, it's quiet right now.
Hmm?
It's quiet.
I thrive on awkward situations.
Have you gotten to speak with HR on that insurance stuff for next year's budget?
I did. She's looking up the numbers. I should have them by tomorrow.
Okay.
Should have them by tomorrow. I'll just add them to that budget proposal thing that both of you guys saw.
Are you gonna do your own budget? And can you start that? I'd like to see something from the,
I've already got that started.
okay,
It's, the three of us with Mr. Stillwell last week, or I showed him this morning. And, the numbers that they're referring to is workers' comp, CIRSA insurance of what it costs, added into the budget. But the number that I threw out to you last week at the meet and greet, it was about 500 lower than what I had thrown out to you.
okay. Yeah, it's such a new department and, it's something we really gotta from the onstart look at. So when we haven't had nothing financially. So if you're doing that, I'd really like to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've taken the liberty to do that.
Yeah. Can't think of it.
Hand me that clipboard.
Absolutely.
Good.
Man, were you?
Any other questions?
Reserve things and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're working on the ballot issue?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, we were.
We met on Friday.
Yeah.
But we wanted Mr. Stillwell and he wasn't available, so
Okay.
we'll have to meet again and, as the chief said, add some additional numbers, including benefits and those types of numbers he didn't have in the budget.
What is the deadline to get it?
What's the deadline, Rick,
I'm sorry.
for ballot?
You gotta, by next meeting, we have got to be able to take it to Dan up there by next meeting, 20th. That is absolutely.
2 weeks, 2 weeks, we gotta have the language for the ballot issue?
You pretty much gotta have what you think you're gonna put on that thing, yeah.
I think it's doable. I think it's doable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just something on number 6. 5, we're in the hundreds now. I think we're at 102 for case numbers pulled. Some pretty significant things that we're working on. But that was, so we're averaging 4 to 5, sometimes more case numbers per day. And that's not including traffic stop case numbers. So it's busy. The officers are out there doing their job. And I know you get calls about the cops too. So I don't know if they're as positive as Public Works, but we're trying.
I get more positive there also than I do negative. So it just, the negative ones are the loud ones is an issue.
I get it. But if you notice at the bottom, I just put some of the significant incidents that we've had in the last few weeks.
Quite a bit.
Not all of them. I mean, I'm not saying we're inundated. We're not Pueblo or Colorado Springs inundated, but for a small city, we're
Cool.
Well, and I think that your meet and greets have been very successful too.
I think they have also.
They've been positive.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Chief.
Citizens' comments.
We don't have anybody on the board. Does anybody at all wanna get up there?
So, I've got something that's on the agenda, I guess that's presentation, that's my mistake.
Okay. Stacy Decker?
Hey guys, hey City Council, it's good to see you today. I'll be back to work after this meeting. Thank you very much. Okay, water hole report, Mr. Harriman. I did see that we're starting to include information. What I didn't see was like the total reading for the month, how much we've been out there, and then 700 somewhat active, and then some 2,000 that are available for that. That's a big number. If we can consolidate that, I'd kind of appreciate it so we have it for the next month. I think we're doing pretty good on at least capturing the information now. With regards to resolution 2021 R15, that's the one where we asked the Water Council to, in 2021, Mr. Lawlander was the mayor, figure out what it's going to take legality wise, money wise to move city ditch from agricultural to municipal. I was supposed to be a report every October coming into you guys. Do you recall getting that, Mr. Mayor? It should have been 2 Octobers for you.
Yes. We
Okay,
get
so,
it. Yes, we get it to budget. That's what we use to budget for that.
okay, so we do have that information, but we don't have any plan yet on that moving it over to municipal. Is that correct?
Yeah, the plan is to move the number 5 used for augmentation water.
Yeah, I mean, but that's going to take a lot of legal effort, right?
Oh, there, yeah, 4 or 5 years.
Okay, all right.
That's why they're able to do a supplemental plan in the meantime, so we can use solar water to augment if we have to in the
Okay.
meantime.
All right, that was the supplemental report plan that was filed last month, correct?
Yes.
Actually, in March, yeah. Here's a tough one. I don't know where we're gonna fit on this one here. The city clerk's position being elected, are there any plans there?
Mr. Hyatt, can you answer that? I don't know the legality, Stacy, to be honest with you.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I that's why I'm kind of asking is like,
Yeah.
do we need to have a special election? Do we have a fill-in position for that? I mean, because without that position, it's elected.
Don't we?
as far as I know, the city clerk's position is still filled. There's no way, you can't terminate a city clerk because she's elected. It would require a recall election to do that. It's my understanding the city clerk is on suspension at this point in time.
Letters that went out, Mr. Mayor, I mean, that included them being removed from position, wasn't it? Or is it two different positions?
I think council can vote that out.
What's that?
I thought the council can vote.
That's two different positions.
I signed.
But as an elected official, I thought council has the authority, like based on.
I don't know. That's why I
No.
asked Mr. Hyatt. I do not know.
No,
So,
The-
okay, the question
the-
on what can
the-
we do next month?
the city clerk actually held two different positions, well, three positions. The city clerk held a position as an employee in the city, where she worked in the finance department in some capacity, I'm not sure what. And she has the position of being the city treasurer, and she has a position, which is an elected position, and she has a position of being a city clerk, which is an elected position. And she can be disciplined, suspended, terminated, and so forth as to her position as a city employee, but she can only be suspended as to her position as a treasurer and a city clerk. And it would take a recall position to remove her from those positions, just the same as it would take a recall position to remove a city council person. City council can't up and fire one of their members. And you've been through that in the past, so I think you understand that. And the same thing's true with treasurer and city clerk.
Yeah, but the recall, if I recall correctly, it's a 6-month window, and we're inside that window already. So I'll let you guys noodle that one out. I do have one more fun one to talk about, and that's ordinance 1199. Can we increase those values to $50 and $100? You know, we'll claim inflation or something like that instead of the $40 and the $80 in there. Seems kind of light for speeding in downtown areas and stuff like that. Personal and qualified opinion, of course, but that was the last thing I had on my plate.
Okay, thank you. The chief's looking at that. Next.
Cynthia Cresswell.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor Zani. I'll start this off on a nice note. Happy belated birthday to the chief. No, it's not being a kiss up, but you did bring it up to us, so I'm acknowledging it. Happy belated birthday. And I'm going to start, since the mayor likes to keep us, I thought I was going to start my stopwatch. The first three are very easy. They're for Mr. Harriman, and that he brought them up. The copper survey, sir. Okay, well, he's going to leave. Anyway, so maybe somebody else can answer it. Are we compliant with the copper survey that was supposed to have been turned in last year? If not, how far delinquent are we? And were there any extensions granted for completion of that to bring us into compliance?
Mr. Stillwell, can you answer that at all?
Can't answer that 100%.
David, where are we at on the finding the, not the copper, the
Lead.
lead and the
Operator and that's is Joe Morris, the operator's responsibility right now. We have 120 on as a contractor. Citizens are supposed to notify us if they don't know what their piping is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they probably can't hear you.
Yeah,
online if
I
people
can't
do.
hear him at
All right.
all.
Sorry about that. You gotta start all over.
All right, Joe Morris is taking care of the lead and copper survey with 120 water that we contracted. There is a survey that was sent out for customers. If you have a question about your pipes, before 1996, we would recommend you call our operator, go in and investigate it or fill out the survey. If it was after 1996, you should be in compliance with the building codes. If not, we can go inspect the lines. And once all the data is at 120 will return it to us to see how many we need to do. The city will have to replace those. We spoke about contracting a company out to do that work. We did 2 experimentals last year that were about $1,000 a piece. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and when was the deadline to have that done? When was the
No, sir,
deadline to have this in?
2027.
2027 on this? Okay.
2027.
Cynthia, what else you have?
Don't go away, Mr. Harriman. The next one is an anticipated schedule for getting the potholes fixed. I know our weather is not allowing for that, but they're getting worse and worse in various parts of the city. So do you have any anticipated schedule for that, sir?
So the potholes, yes, we are doing that now. We are doing the patching and the bid RFP here this week. We have several throughout town of people complaining about potholes. There's only so many companies that produce oil and sell it at that. So if Bazzani Sand and Gravel is on there, we can get it from Bazzani Sand and Gravel. If not, we have to go to Pueblo.
Okay.
So they are on the list. If you would look in the report, I usually report the potholes and where we're going with the RFP for the paving.
Okay, I didn't have time to read through 118 pages tonight. One more, sir. Don't go away.
Okay, this will be the last one.
Well, I have one for you and I have one for the chief. So if you want to do that, then I'll let his go.
Okay, because we're past your 3 minutes. One more question.
Okay, well then I guess I will direct that. I'll come send you an email on yours.
Okay.
This is for the chief. In your report, number 8, you're requesting that 2 of the sergeants' pay be increased and the lieutenant as well. My question for that is, was there anything stipulated in their hiring contract to increase their salary so soon after hiring? And also, how taxing is that going to be on the current budget, considering it's been less than 6 months?
To answer your second part of the question, it won't be taxing on the budget at all. I've checked that. We have the funds available. And no, it wasn't in their hiring contract. They have taken on additional responsibilities. I didn't expect to fill the police department as quick as I did. I need supervisors according to our policy and Lexipol's national policy to have a supervisor on each end of the week. The lieutenant supervises the sergeants, and the sergeant supervises patrol officers. Therefore, they need to be compensated in accordance with FLSA and all that, making more than the patrol officers that they supervise.
Okay, so they weren't hired in at increased salaries begin with due to their position and their expanded duties?
They were hired as patrol officers. I made the decision with Mr. Stillwell to promote 2 of them to a sergeant to supervise the patrol officers. I can't have 1 supervisor for 7 patrol officers. I need 1 on each end of the week according to Lexipol's national policy.
Okay, thank you. And
Sure.
Mayor Bazzani, I will get with you on this other one because it pertains to your advanced approval for water augmentation. And I think the city needs to be aware of the fact that that's out there, and when you plan on timeframe wise discussing it with council and the rest of the community. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Anybody else?
D-May Sandoval?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Deemay Sandoval, DEEMAES, SANDOVAL. I want to reiterate what Cynthia said. Happy birthday to you, Chief Finale. David,
ma'am.
Mr. Harriman, I would like to get on the tour. If you would put me down, I will be there at noon on Thursday, and I would like to say kudos to all the employees that you recognized and for those that are in chambers tonight. A few things I just want to press on again. Does anyone know where we're at with City Ranch rent and the remodeling that went on there? Did we get any word back on the housing authority and them having their meetings on Zoom? I don't see anything about Marcher on the agenda. The golf course was supposed to present their financials as of May. Don't see that on the agenda. Do we know yet when the list of the people who got the utility perks are going to be published? Alvin and Jennifer had their names published. I think it's only fair that everyone who was receiving that should have their names published as well. There are two things of concern to me. Hearing the interview with you, Mayor Visani, in reference to the Walsenburg Police Department, I don't know if I was more surprised or confused as to your response. You lecture about being positive and supportive of all things city related, and then you go on television and claim to not know the hiring practices of the city administration and the police department. The chief stood in front of council on a couple of occasions stating he was confident in his hiring practices, and apparently so was the city administrator. Your statement on television was concerning, to say the least. Last but not least, the rumors that come out of the city office staff needs to be addressed. The city is in trying times and the gossip needs to stop. It's a shame how they speak of their boss. Thank you for hearing me out.
Okay, thank you.
Jennifer Novak.
Can you hear me?
You guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to thank the Walsenburg Police Department for joining Panther PTO and the many supporters that we had in coming out to our Easter egg hunt. It was a very positive experience for our community and our kids, and I know they were excited to see the police officers there. So I just wanted to give a shout out to them for that. And then the other thing that I am just curious about is an update on the CBI investigation and if there will be restitution for those that got discounted prices. The constituents who are paying their fair share or more than their fair share really want to know what's going to happen. Thank you.
I have not been in touch with CBI. Joe, can you do anything?
That's this morning, actually. So we should have some updates on the 20th. As a matter of fact, they're coming here on the 20th, so we will see them in person.
The 20th of this month? Okay, and we are going to pursue restitution if it deems necessary, for sure.
I think we should.
Yeah.
We got the burden of proof and there's a limit, so we gotta go the proper route, but we plan on that. Anything else?
That's all we have.
Jennifer, are you done?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that it? Okay, the first presentation is Chelsea Meese. Not here?
Is Chelsea not here?
Mayor, I talked with Chelsea. She said that she had contacted the city clerk and said that she wanted to be removed from the agenda. I don't know if that's fact or not. That's what she told me.
Okay, that's no problem. We just pass it. Thank you. Hunter Orr.
All right, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you so much for your time. I'd like to bring something totally lighthearted to y'all's attention and put it up for a vote if possible. So I'm with the Walsenburg Downtown Revitalization Committee. We're putting on Porch Fest this year. And one of the questions we had asked was, how do we engage kids in this activity in a way that it's kind of meaningful? And one of the ideas that came up was this idea to work with students to come up with a town mascot for the year. And so I would propose to you guys, I would invite you guys to join in on this Who's Wally Fest. This is something that I'm working on with Miss Brown at Peakview School right now. She has some 5th and 6th graders who are drawing up different characters to answer the question, who's Wally? Wally is Walsenburg's mascot, but what does that look like? And we're gonna have a little bit of a judging during Porch Fest, and then we will deem whichever one is the winner, Walsenburg's unofficial mascot for the year. If it's a popular activity, we'll do the same thing next year, and it'll kind of, rotate like so. We think it would be wonderful if city council would be involved in this in some way. It would kind of lend some credence to this and an air of officiality. So what I would like to see happen is after this judgment goes through and we've voted on a sweet design, at the following city council meeting, if that child could come in and y'all could officially, sort of unofficially vote that design into Walsenburg's mascot for the year, then we could give the kiddo a certificate. And I would love to see a holiday for this year, say July 1st, for instance, become that kid's name holiday. And it'd be just a fun little thing to get the kids excited, maybe more interested in, the city processes. And ultimately, I don't think it affects anything particularly, but it would be great publicity and could be a lot of fun. So we've got things moving with Miss Brown, and I would invite you guys to take part as well.
I would like that. I would need to apologize. I meant to go to your meeting, the Riverwalk. Please invite me to the next one. I got tied up and couldn't go.
Hey, you got it, Bob.
Yeah, we need this kind of support and enthusiasm for the town, especially the kids. So I would be in favor of
What all does,
making a day or whatever.
what all does like city mascot, like what does that do? Like what's the, I guess, promotion of it or the marketing of it or?
Sure. So that's kind of to be determined. The thinking was it could be kind of used on promotional materials for different events that we're running throughout the year. The extent of it, I think, is kind of up in the air. It depends on the quality of the design, but I think the hope is just to come up with a cute character that we can kind of tout about at different events. And it's really ultimately just about creating that moment where a kid can kind of come up and say, holy mackerel, I did this. The city voted it as the official mascot. I get a day. Super fun. And then if it's awesome, then absolutely. We make a couple banners. We make some T-shirts. There's some merchandise opportunities that Walsenburg Downtown Revitalization Committee would certainly love to participate in, et cetera.
Is there any participation from any council members on this board to vote it in?
I'm so glad you asked. Yes, indeed. If you're interested, we would absolutely love to have one or two of you guys come on. We're getting the panel fully filled right now, so it'd be terrific to have one or two of you guys take part if you're interested in. It'll be just a fun, cute little affair. We might try to bring you up on stage at some point during Porch Fest to do so, but get the plastic gavel, et cetera.
Sounds good.
It does sound good.
When's the timeline on that?
So Porch Fest is going to be this Memorial Day weekend. So that's the 24th and 25th.
When you're voting on it?
Yep. Miss Brown is actively working hard with the kiddos right now. Should have some cool designs coming in here pretty soon. And then if y'all want to get in touch with me, I'll happily share my contact information. I can give you guys an email address. And then, we'll kind of go from there. I'll give you some designs in advance and we'll make it happen.
Thank you.
Got any volunteers?
Thank you. Yeah, I'll volunteer.
Cool.
Want to be
I
on?
don't know if I'll be around.
Nick Hill volunteer. I'll volunteer.
Marvelous. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much. And don't leave me out to your next meeting. I just couldn't make it and I didn't even send you an email, so I apologize for that.
It'll be very interesting. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I was there, Mayor. I was there. I went to that.
Oh, did you go? Good. We had some representation. No public hearings. Unfinished business, approval of purchase or replacement of the garage door. You have two bids in your packet. Obviously, Pritch's bid is the lowest. Council have any desire to do this?
Motion. I think we have to do something.
Is it worth doing the repairs to it?
David, do you know?
No, or should we just see about purchasing a new one?
I've been meaning to go over there and I keep forgetting.
Yeah, the last, I did some research on 2015 was the last time that overhead was here to work on the door, the panels, the rails, the rollers, they're wore out. I had them break down. I had overhead come in And all this he would give me is a price on a new door because it takes the process of him going through his company and getting an estimate for repairs. And I told him that we just didn't wait that long. He said they're a busy company. All he sent us was a bid for a brand new door. But Pruch's has a repair cost and a replacement cost for that and hasn't been worked on. The gas department's been there for 5 years.
I was just gonna say, is that door 25 years?
Door, it's probably the original door. The only records that Overhead had was like from 2015 for some repairs.
I think that was just rollers.
Huh?
That was just the rollers.
Yeah, there was not a lot of repair. I would recommend just getting a new door, safety wise alone, lifting, it can come down. Yeah, I just say, I would recommend getting a brand new door from Pruch's.
And budget's good?
So Crutches is a brand new door?
Yeah,
There's two of them.
and
There's a repair and then
So the repair is 2,000 and the door's 58.
make a motion to approve the purchase up to $5,870 for a new door for the gas department.
I got a motion by Veronica Mays, a second by Nick Hill. Other discussion?
For bringing that back with the two.
Roll call, please.
Ricky Jennings,
yes.
Don Martinez,
Yes.
Nick Hill,
Yes.
Ronald Stafford, Veronica May,
Yes.
Gary Gonzalez.
Yes. Number 7, approval of second reading of ordinance 1194.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve second reading of ordinance 1194, an ordinance for the regulation of traffic by the city of Walsenburg, Colorado, adopting by reference the November 2024 Vision 1.0 of the Model Traffic Colorado, with dependencies repealing all ordinances in conflict therewith and providing penalties for violation thereof.
I got a motion by Rick Jennings. Second by Nick Hill. Any comments, questions? None. This is basically, we've been without a police force for quite a few years, is basically getting up to standard. Chief, you have any? Oh, you're listening, sorry. This is basically getting us up to date on the code. Yeah, that's right. We ready for a vote?
Yeah.
Okay, roll call, please.
Veronica May.
Yes.
Nick Hill,
Yes.
Ronald Stafford,
Yes.
Gary Gonzalez.
Yes.
Rick Jennings,
Yes.
Don Martinez.
Okay, new business, number 8, proclamation of Walsenburg Historic Preservation Week.
Mayor, move to approve proclamation for Walsenburg Historic Preservation Week, May 12th through the 8th.
I got a motion by Rick Jennings, second by Nick Hill. Further discussion? Is this going to be posted so we don't have to read this? Quite lengthy. We're going to post it in City Hall?
Yeah, I can do that. Put it on the website as well.
Okay, and did you print it out by any chance?
Print it out when.
Down there? No.
No, I didn't.
Okay, it'll be posted in City Hall. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Ronald Stafford,
Yes.
Don Martinez,
Yes.
Veronica May.
Yes.
Gary Gonzalez.
Yes.
Rick Jennings.
Yes.
Nick Hill.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. Number 9, approval of pickleball court presentation. Debbie Patch. You're up.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
This is a fairly simple request. I think most of us have noticed that there are a lot of retirees coming to Walsenburg to live their best life from right here. And pickleball and being active is one of the latest rages across the country, across the world. I actually went to the neighbors of the, what I'd like to do is a group of us would like to tape out a pickleball court at the basketball court at City Park. I live right next door to City Park. I've seen 5 times in 5 years people playing basketball, although the pickleball court being taped out would not affect people being able to play basketball. This would be entirely financed by a group of us who have just gotten really enthusiastic about pickleball. We currently play twice a week through at the community center. We intend to continue to support Two Peaks by playing when they have the hours there. And this would just allow us to play outside. We've also, we understand, we've heard rumors about the Second and Hendren Park there where the tennis court was. That the city may be thinking about doing something with that, whether it be to just repave it and do another tennis court. But gratefully enough, a tennis net will suffice for pickleball as well. So this would be, we're asking nothing of the city except permission to pay for and tape out pickleball court, starting with the city park. We have our own equipment. We have our own paddles. We have plenty of things to share with people if they want to join us. I went to the house of the folks that live right behind there on 8th Street and mentioned that we were thinking about doing pickleball court there. And they were so excited. Said, we watched it on TV. We really want to try to play it ourselves. So that's basically it. We just want to be able to play pickleball.
And so once you tape it, the tape obviously isn't going to hurt the basketball.
No, it's just outdoor tape.
So if you're not there, you can still play basketball.
And we will take our nets and all of our toys with us when we're not playing.
I like the idea. I don't see no reason why you shouldn't do all that. We'd have the basketball and tennis court on Hendren.
Okay, yes, if it is okay with you, we'll start with the city park one and then we'll do it at Hendren. We're willing to clean up around the areas. I noticed that the actually Parks and Recreation people have been at City Park more this spring, which I really appreciate. And I think we'll see a lot more activity in the park. The playground gets used a tremendous amount. The skateboard part there also gets used a lot, but that basketball court does not. So this will just give us another option for recreation there.
Yeah.
Can I mention something?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be one of those who's gonna be playing pickleball.
And you're biased. You gotta recuse yourself.
Recluse yourself.
You can't vote.
I'm not voting here. The basketball courts though, in Levita is where I've been playing with my wife and Jeff and Sam. But they have a regular tennis court out there that they have just retaped to the pickleball court sizes, and they're using the regular tennis court net. I'm not real savvy on how good the nets are or not over there at the tennis court.
They're using them. They're okay.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we needed to maybe think about getting new nets, but
I was gonna say, can I make a suggestion that we use CTF funds to make some of these improvements?
Yeah, we could.
They're volunteering to do it, but yeah, if we have to improve them.
But I'm saying like for things that are permanent, not things that are gonna be removed.
Sometimes we might want to paint them.
That's what I'm saying. If we could put paint and or buy nets that are permanent.
Yeah,
Take a lot of work.
that's a great idea.
So we're gonna approve using these courts for,
I mean, I don't think take away the basketball court. That's not.
no, don't take it away.
Only time they wouldn't be able to play basketball is if we're playing pickleball.
Well,
So,
it's kind of first come, first serve.
yeah.
I don't have no problem with that.
That's how a racquetball court is.
Like I say, we're willing to, new people,
Or a racquetball.
we've got plenty of extra equipment that will just be bringing people in.
Yeah, I'm in favor. I would get rid of Ray Bustos. He's the head of the Park and Rec, just to make sure,
Okay,
coordinate what you're doing so they know what's going on. And if you can help him clean it, and if you need him to do something, you could probably request that. And I think he would too. So.
yeah, maybe, because we're just planning on having a broom party and sweeping them off really well. But if they could help us clean them off just a little bit, that would be great, but not necessary. So I will get with Ray.
Yeah. We need a motion and stuff to okay this probably.
I don't think we do.
Do we?
Oh, I think.
What kind of tape?
Do it just to be
it's on there for an approval.
here on the,
Take a vote.
Yeah, it's on here for approval.
And
Yes,
What kind of tape do you intend to put out?
it will be outside court tape. And basically it would need to be replaced probably yearly, but the courts are only 20 by 44. So each side is only, it's only 20 feet by 22 feet. And it's less than $30 for the tape for a court.
If you were to, is there any chance that it's gonna get rolled up and become a trip hazard for?
It shouldn't. And if it did, we'd repair it because we're all old and we need to be careful.
You'll right across.
you get 2 courts on the basketball court. Pickleball courts on the basketball court?
I'm not sure we have enough room for two at City Park. We're going to try to measure it out. That slab just has a few stress fractures, so there's no tripping hazards or anything there. And I've got to be honest with you, I never noticed the tennis court before, and I've been in Huerfano County for 27 years, so.
I'm just curious of what it would cost to just actually put in a pickleball court, like actually put, you know, the whole court in.
To actually, oh, I don't,
Put it down a pay.
the temporary nets are anywhere from $80 to $150, the ones that you just pick up and take home. The pickleball paddles are like $40 for two of them. That's nice ones.
But I mean, I'm talking like the court itself. Like, I mean, people have their own equipment to play the game. I get that. But like, you know, you see them in a lot of like these housing communities or in parks.
Yes.
Where they have like the courts and they're like enclosed and they're really like, what does something like that cost? Like,
I don't know,
I
but.
mean, Walsenburg is like really behind the times without not having a pickleball. Sorry, but we are.
We
We are.
are.
Just the pickleball.
So you're talking from grading it, paving it,
Everything.
50 to 75,000, I would say.
I have no idea. I mean, certainly in terms of excavation and things like that, I'd have to defer to people.
Does Parks and Rec, or do they have any plans putting anything in like that?
You know, it's nothing like that is discussed, but we're still actively working on the Fiesta Park redesign. So, and that's something that if you wanted to see incorporated into Fiesta Park, certainly we could bring that
That
up.
would be great.
Yeah, heck yeah, we could bring that up. I'll put it in my notes right now to take it to the design committee, and I'd encourage you to come to the next public meeting as well.
Just let me, when would that be?
To be determined, but I'll be on Facebook and we can put it in the paper as well too. So-
Okay, that sounds good.
Can you send that notice?
It's the Parks and the Huerfano Parks and Recreation Special District.
Okay.
Can you send that when the meeting is announced to city council?
Yes.
Thank you.
We done,
$35,000 for a pickleball court.
we paved the one for Pennington for 25, I think.
Yeah, I figured, you know, and then when you take the chain link fence and put around.
We didn't do that part and we didn't do the net, so. We've done the asphalt.
I mean, this is a start, but maybe it's
Absolutely.
actually like looking forward, using CTF funds, maybe Parks and Rec, and kind of coming together and actually building.
And I know all of us that play pickleball would be happy to do whatever we could to volunteer and support that process.
I think that's great.
Well, you got permission, let's start and then we'll just go from there.
Okay, sounds good. We'll start with City Park and move on. And
So
We'll get a formal vote for permission.
make a motion to allow, I don't know, do you have a name for your group? Walsenburg Pickleball Group to retrofit the basketball courts at City Park to play pickleball.
Second.
I got a motion by Veronica Mays, a second by Nick Hill. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Very exciting.
thank you so much.
Hearing none, motion's unanimous.
It's exciting.
Great. Thank you. And thanks for your work, helping the community and all that stuff, so. Next, introduction of ordinance 1199.
Like to make a introduction of ordinance 1199, an ordinance of the city of Walsenburg, Colorado, amending chapter 8 of Walsenburg Municipal Code concerning the automated vehicle identification system.
Okay, we got an introduction. Can we get an approval?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 1199, an ordinance of the city of Walsenburg, Colorado, amending chapter 8 of the Walsenburg Municipal Code concerning automated vehicle identification system.
I got a motion by Don Martinez,
Second.
second by Nick Hill. Discussion. This is basically having the police force, giving them the ability to put up picture taking device. I've taken it for speeders or in town, different places.
I see.
We don't have the equipment yet, do we?
No,
No.
the equipment will be given to us, like Mr. Sarpy said.
Okay.
It's just a handheld radar device that we have in our cars now. The only difference is this will take video and it'll upload to the cloud. This will be the state citations of $40 max, civil penalties instead of, the infractions that we would write as a speeding ticket. It would be a civil infraction. So
So we need this ordinance to make it where we can do it.
Correct.
Basically.
So this supports the presentation that been given to us twice. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Other comments? Roll call.
Nick Behill,
Yes.
Rick Jennings,
Yes.
Don Martinez,
Yes.
Donald Stafford,
Yes.
Gary Gonzalez.
Yes.
Ron Lee.
Yes.
Introduction of ordinance 1200.
Do the introduction of ordinance 1200. An ordinance repealing and readopting Walsenburg Municipal Code subsections 8170B, including the model traffic code penalty assessments to conform with the model traffic code for Colorado, November 2024 revision 10.
Okay, we got the introduction of ordinance 1200. Entertain the motion for the approval of it.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 1200. An ordinance repealing and readopting Walsenburg Municipal Code subsections 1-8-1-70 B-G, including the model traffic code penalty assessments to conform with the model traffic code for Colorado, November 2024 revision 1.
I got a motion by Don Martinez,
Second.
second by Nick Hill. Discussion.
Is this the chief again?
Where's
Yes.
the chief again?
Yep.
If you recall, I think we left out, now it's got all the numbers in there for the penalties, basically. It's just straightening up from last time. Okay, yeah. And getting us up to date from 10 years ago to now, so. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Veronica Mays.
Yes.
Ronald Stafford.
Yes.
Nick Behill.
Yes.
Gary Gonzalez.
Yes.
Don Martinez.
Yes.
Rick Jennings.
Yes.
Number 12 is an approval from council for the paving patchwork presented by Mr. Harriman. I think just to make it legal that we approved do we need a dollar amount on it? Or do we know that yet?
All we want permission is to put the RFP.
Okay, just give the RF, yeah, you gotta get up here. I can't hear you. Sorry.
We don't know how much weight you lost today.
Yeah, I know. Just permission to get the RFPs going out and contact companies that we know are reliable for us.
Okay, and then we can decide a dollar amount after the bids are actually open and stuff. Okay. Okay.
We'll get the tonnage from them, what we want them to exactly do, and so we can have a specific price for each one. Load a million or just overlay it, we'll have all that in.
Just for everyone's information, 1% sales tax has been passed by the voters to do paving. And that amounts to close to 600,000 a year. So that's probably about somewhere what we're looking at.
And we didn't do it for many years.
And
Yeah.
there should be a bunch of money.
Plenty money.
Well, and there was a change to that because initially it was for new streets only. And then
Right.
voters reapproved it for repairs and such.
Yeah, they spent some on that, on equipment, yeah. Okay, I'd like to have the approval by council, then we can continue with the RFP.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the request for RFPs for paving and patchwork presented by David Harriman.
Second.
I got a motion by Don Martinez, a second by Veronica Mays. Discussion? Roll call.
Jennings.
Yes.
Don Martinez.
Yes.
Nick Behill.
Yes.
Ronald Stafford.
Yes.
Veronica Mays.
Yes.
Gary Gonzalez.
Yes. Okay, we're down to mayor and council comments. The only thing I have, as I mentioned earlier, I talked with Jesse Martinez from CDOT. We can have 200 ton of the millings on the south side of town. I think we can use them, especially on them steep alleys down where you're talking about. They got a better chance of holding than this gravel. So,
My
try to
concern,
keep track of that, David, so we kind of can prove how much we took, about 200 ton. Okay?
my concern about that is just that dirt keeps rolling down all those streets and just right into the,
Yeah, and milling's got a better chance of staying. And over there by the old hospital, those streets are steep. That's the worst part we have.
well, that's why I said Tyler,
Yeah,
because that's.
Tyler's bad.
A little bit on 4th Street too.
Yeah. No, there's places, so I'd like to thank CDOT for giving us that material. That's gonna come in handy for us.
Excuse me, Mayor, do you want us to just haul it and store it in Walsenburg or leave it stored up there?
You're welcome to leave it there. If you just, that's a matter of running a loader back and forth, the only thing. But you can do that. It's not that far to run a loader out there and then do it when you do a project, saves loading it. You lose 5-10% every time you move it, so.
Yeah.
It'd be more effective to leave it there. Unless you see them start taking it, then we better go get some.
Is it out?
On the south side by Love's, only on the west side of the highway. Anybody else on council got any comments?
I was just wanting to update, it might have been in the report, I might have missed it in 118 pages. Did you purchase the park equipment with the CTF funds that you had asked for?
Park equipment.
You had asked
That
for
mower?
park equipment.
Oh,
For,
sorry. I
like
thought you meant
CTF.
about implements.
no, you had asked to purchase a decent amount of equipment to help with the parks.
Yeah, everything's in, I think everything's in here but the sprayer. So it's a back in process. They have their stories there. We got a rake, a rototiller, mower, and also I'm not sure what brand that is on the mower. Is that Dave's Motorsports? Mimosa? We're waiting for a check so we can go pick it up. So we have 2 great mowers right now.
We didn't go with John Deere? Oh, you're talking about fixing the old one?
Yeah, we fixed
Yeah,
the old.
okay.
Yeah. So, and then we fixed, also they fixed another 2 mowers. So, I mean, smaller mowers. So it's up and going. I think they're doing a great job on the parks. They've improved 100%.
Oh, yeah, they look good.
So what did we pay, what did we use of CTF funds for that
Let
equipment?
me go back and check,
Thank you.
but I'll report that on what we spent.
And then do we have an update on Stacy Park?
Yeah, I do. The contract was signed by the mayor. We've had correspondence with them. We got an additional 40,000 from
35, they made it 135,000.
135. Everything should be ready to go once it's on their schedule, is what I believe.
Yeah, but I've been talking to state, there's this purchasing program, I think it's called Amnia or something. And this outfit, to give us original bid, they're actually the state approved purchasing people. So they think we can just contract with them and start. I got that verbally, so I can, and I sent a copy of the contract to those people. They're gonna review it, make sure they can live by everything that's in there, because it was pretty extensive if you read the contract. And they're gonna get back to me and I think we just award them on that Omnia purchasing agreement they have with the state.
I'll get with Ray tomorrow because we want to do some adjustments with those water lines that go through the park before they lay the good stuff down.
And who picks like the equipment that's go in there?
I think Ray already has it.
Has it already designed and
We
everything?
had to replace everything that they tore up the same. There's another merry-go-round, there's another swing, there's a.
I was just gonna say,
Not-
things like that.
New style.
New style.
Oh,
But
Same implements.
we couldn't drastically change what was there.
seriously?
They can't do any improvements. It has to be put back the way it was.
Waste
Can't
of
be up.
government money.
Like those spinning wheels that everybody used to spin on and we all survived. You can't do that.
Well, I'm saying, like, it would be nice to have like a really nice, I mean, for that kind of money, you could buy a really.
So what I'll do is I'll check with Ray, make sure we get what implements are gonna be there.
Yeah.
And bring them to council at the next meeting.
Yeah. And then the subfloor where kids are gonna land, that's the big thing.
That it all has to be that special.
If it's so high, that stuff's thicker to make it so they bounce higher, I guess. I don't know, but that's where a lot of the money is.
Get with Ray and we'll have a full report by.
Yeah. And I can send you pictures. The stuff looks pretty nice. I mean, for that kind of money, bet.
And then speaking of CTF funds, I don't think this is for you, I think it's for Joe. Dola had said that we didn't have our 2025 certification for CTF funds. Did that get done?
I'm pretty sure it did, but I'll find out.
Okay, because I sent you an email on that back in March, when Dola said that we.
Then yes, I know it got.
Okay.
Okay. Dola also told me the money for the Metron meters, there's still a chunk sitting there we gotta apply for.
There is.
Yeah, so we gotta get that, because aren't we kind of finished with Metron meters? Didn't we buy them all?
Pretty close to being finished with them.
Yeah.
I would say 95% at this point, but there is still a chunk there that we need to get.
I know Dola told me they're sitting on some yet, so. Anybody else?
I would just like to commend the city employees, because I do hear good stuff about our city employees too out there, but say the negative comments are always screamed louder than the positive ones, but there are a lot of positive comments out there. And the police department, I've heard a lot of positive comments about the officers here lately, so thank you all.
Except for the guy you stopped, you don't like it.
We won't talk about it, Mayor.
Well, and I'll also say the same about the building inspector. Bob Hink has like picked up that and just.
He's done good.
So, absolutely.
Yeah, he's pretty ambitious, yes.
I mean, I think the city as a whole has made a lot of improvements since I've been sitting up here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Anything else? Comments? The next is executive session.
I move to approve into executive session for discussion of a personnel matter under CRS section 24-6-402 subsection 4F and not involving any specific employees who have requested discussion of the matter in open session, any member of the city council or any elected official, the appointment of any person to an office of the city council or elected official, or personnel policies that do not require discussion of matters personnel to particular employees. Topic to discuss administration issues.
I got a motion by Rick Jennings. Second by Nick Hill. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
5 minutes.
Yes, we're taking a 5-minute break and then we'll convene in the conference room.
I'll make you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you be in touch with us.
Monday, yes. I was struck.